What's up, YouTube family? And on today's episode of Keeping It Real Politics, we're talking about the Democrats trying to pimp the black vote with Kamala Harris. For those that may not be familiar, Joe Biden is the 2020 nominee for president for the United States for the Democrat Party, and he recently picked Kamala Harris, Congresswoman out of the state of California, as his vice presidential running mate. Kamala Harris is not new to the Democrat field. She actually ran for president for the Democrats and actually dropped out in December of 2019. So she's not new to the scene, but they're basically bringing her back. And in my estimation, they're bringing her back for nostalgia's sake, because the Democrats realized in 2016 Hillary Clinton lost a lot of the groundswell of support from the black electorate that Barack Obama was able to garner in 2008 and also 2012. And so in trying to defeat Donald Trump, the Democrats understand that they've got to play a little bit of a game. And I think what they're doing with the Kamala Harris situation is they're trying to regain some of that same energy they had with Barack Obama. And so they can't use another black male. So they figure, okay, if we use a black female, then we'll get some of that same support. And this time from the black female perspective. And so I think that it's a very savvy move on behalf of the Democrats, but it could backfire for them just the same, because there are a lot of black people who understand that after 8 years of Barack Obama, nothing really was tangibly done for black people in America. And to basically say that we're going to, as a Democrats, they're basically saying, look, we're going to throw out a black woman and the black folks will fall in line. That's not necessarily the case, because the reason why Kamala Harris failed as a presidential candidate is she did specifically say she wasn't going to do anything for black people. And as a general rule, after 8 years of Barack Obama and him having done nothing for black people and spoke to black issues, black people are waking up to the fact that it's not just about identity politics anymore. And the Democrats seem to be throwing up a Hail Mary with Kamala Harris, thinking that that's going to be the ticket to get them to the presidency. And I actually did a video earlier last year about how Donald Trump's going to win re-election. Now, I could be wrong, and things have changed since then, since I made the video. The coronavirus outbreak has happened, and so how people feel that he's reacted to the coronavirus could definitely be the death knell for his re-election chances in November. And a lot of things he's done recently, talking about mail-in voting, trying to kill mail-in voting, but saying that it's okay in Florida, which, by the way, Florida has what in common with what Trump is looking to do. Florida has a very elderly population that generally skews to be Republican. So it's no surprise that Donald Trump wants mail-in voting for Florida, but doesn't really want it for any other places, which may possibly vote for Democrats, which would kind of limit his chances of winning. So again, check out the video that I put that I posted regarding Donald Trump and his chances. But back to Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. It's really a desperation attempt by the Democrats to use Kamala Harris, because, again, they're trying to regarner the magic that I don't think is there anymore. Barack Obama was a different type of, he was probably a once in a lifetime politician, that he had a special type of swag that Kamala Harris doesn't have. Kamala Harris comes across as faker than a $3 bill, in my estimation, in my eyes. She doesn't really have the personality that a Barack Obama has. She comes across as very methodical and really a prototypical politician, if you think about it. And furthermore, when you look at her upbringing, she identifies as, her father was Jamaican, her mother was Indian. So she's got a combination of Jamaican and Indian heritage. But when she was first elected into the Senate, she was really touted as the first Indian American senator. Not necessarily the first African American senator, because that title had already been accomplished. That title had already been achieved by other African American women, and so it was very it was in her best interest to identify as Indian American. So really, it seems to be kind of a flip-flopping back and forth between, does she want to identify as Indian American or does she want to identify as African American? So she's trying to straddle the fence. And again, that's not her fault, for where who her parents are. But at the same time, she comes across as the type of person that will use whichever one that is necessary for the time to benefit her situation. So to me, the Democrats trying to pull the banana in the tailpipe and trying to make it seem like Kamala Harris is going to be the person that's going to take them over the top. But it's got to come with substance. People aren't just going to vote for, okay, they're not Donald Trump. All right. And so that seems to be the Democrats' playbook of this time. Look how bad Donald Trump is. Look all these terrible things he's doing. Oh, wait, look, we've got a black woman as vice president. Vote for us because, we're woke now. Look at the Black Lives Matter. Look at Black Lives Matter protests all around the country. And look, we get it. We've got a black woman as vice president. Vote for us. And that seems to be all they're going after, the Democrats. And so if that's going to be their only strategy, I mean, we'll see if it works for them. I doubt it. Because people they're sick and tired of being sick and tired of the two-party system. And again, I've made videos about this before, and I'll continue to talk about it. I am not a fan of Democrats or Republicans. Let that be clear. Keeping it real politics, what we do here is we talk about, making sure that our political system becomes better. And it does not get better by us, swallowing whole whatever the Democrats and Republicans throw out at us. And I'll call it out like I see it. Kamala Harris as the Democrat nominee or vice presidential nominee for the Democrats is nothing more than a political ploy by the Democrats to try and tap into the black female vote, the female vote, the Indian American vote, black American vote. So they're trying to use identity politics for their benefit. And if it works for them, they're going to keep trying to do it. But I really would caution against doing that moving forward. We need substance over smoke and mirrors moving forward. So what do you guys think? Do you think Kamala Harris is the best that the Democrats could do for vice presidential candidate this year? Or do you think, would you like to have seen somebody differently? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And until next time, keep it real.